And I've watched you do that yourself, and now I'd like to hear a little bit about how, through that timeline, what happens then. Chris is all set with his recovery, he's on flow, and you're getting your life together, and you're doing your volunteering, you're doing your work and all the stuff that you're supposed to do. What happens at that point? How does that become a career? How does that fit in with the art? I know clearly about your feelings and relationships with your parents, especially in family, and how all of those things kind of play a part in your life. And, I think all of those things are really important, Chris. So let's hear the rest of the story.
Well, let's see. So right around, I guess, like I said, the universe kind of put it to where I was close to everybody, but I don't know. Sometimes I think, if I would have won the lottery at some point, I'd definitely be dead type situation. So
me too.
Sometimes you wonder, like, why am I only in X and Y situation? Well, duh, So being in that situation in the shelter, having the opportunity to rebuild and whatnot, and luckily, I could go and see my mom while she was in the memory care facility, because her frontal lobe was disappearing, from the aphasia. And last time I'd seen her, I was trying to take care of her in Arizona, and she was putting the ketchup in the freezer and was getting lost if she went outside because they changed the street signs, and all kinds of stuff. It was bad. It was like dementia with Alzheimer's dancing on it, and, so basically, she was 60s, so, luckily I could go see her, and at first she didn't even think I was there. My aunt told her, "Christian's here," and she said, "No, he's not," and that was when she was still verbal. But
right.
The point is, I got to tell her everything I was doing, and if all this was just for that, the cooking and all that was just for that, it was huge, because when I was growing up, she was the head chef at a high school, and they fed 3,500 kids a day, and
wow.
2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and when I was sick, she'd take me down there and throw me in her office, and these giant women would come in and hand me orange juice boxes and stuff, and rub me and be like, "You're my kid," and da-da-da. I'm just like, what's going on? She'd always have these stories about these kids that she was helping out, and how, whoever couldn't afford their meals, so he's working them off in the kitchen, and then she ended up making a catering company with these kids, and had them working at night, and got them outfits, and would go do catering out of the high school with these kids. And she hired a bunch of the mentally handicapped kids and the handicapped kids, and she just was doing it, So when she passed, not only did I get to tell her what was happening, but so I'm working with these people, and it's kind of the same thing. It's crazy. So when she passed, I called the high school and told them, "Hey, I don't know if you remember Catherine Alvarez," and I said, "Oh, that was a little before my time, but we know of her and stuff." And I said, "Well," kind of explained it a little bit, and the lady said, "You know what?" And she got off the phone, and then she came back.